In 2001, at a routine U.S. Border Patrol checkpoint near Tijuana, Mexico, officers made a discovery that would shock even the most experienced agents. A van approached the inspection point, appearing at first like any other vehicle crossing the busy border. But one officer, trained to notice small inconsistencies, spotted something strange. The front passenger seat seemed bulkier than normal. Its color didn't quite match the others, and it sat slightly higher, as though it had been tampered with. When the officer tapped on the seat, it didn't sound right. Instead of the dull thud of foam and fabric, it echoed hollow, almost metallic. Suspicious, they asked the driver to step out and began a closer inspection. What they found inside would become one of the most unforgettable discoveries of that year. Beneath the reattached seat cover, officers uncovered a hollowed-out compartment carefully designed to conceal a person. Inside that cramped, airless space was a man, terrified, dehydrated, and barely able to move. His knees were pressed to his chest, his body folded tightly to fit inside the frame of the seat. He had been hidden there in an attempt to cross into the United States undetected. Border officials carefully helped the man out, ensuring he could breathe and move again. He was alive, though visibly weak and disoriented from the lack of air and the crushing pressure of being confined for so long. The officers were astonished by both the creativity and the recklessness of the plan. The seat had been modified with professional precision, its structure rebuilt with metal and foam so that from the outside it looked almost normal. Cases like this were not entirely rare in the early 2000s. The US-Mexico border was and remains one of the most heavily monitored boundaries in the world. Smugglers, desperate to get people across, often resorted to extreme and dangerous methods. Over the years, US Customs and Border Protection officers have found individuals hidden inside car dashboards, beneath floor panels, inside engine compartments, and even within the hollow frames of car doors. Each attempt tells a story of desperation, of people willing to risk their lives in suffocating, confined spaces for the hope of a better future. But these methods are incredibly perilous. Many who try to cross this way suffer from oxygen deprivation, severe injuries, or worse. Border Patrol officials frequently emphasize that these attempts are not only illegal but can be deadly within minutes if something goes wrong. In this particular 2001 case, the man was lucky to survive. Once he was safely removed from the seat, medical personnel checked him for signs of trauma or breathing issues. The van driver was detained for questioning, and the case was documented as one of the more unusual smuggling attempts ever seen at that checkpoint. The image of that modified car seat, an ordinary object, life-threatening hiding place, remains a haunting reminder of the extreme measures people take to cross borders. It reflects a complex reality. Behind every statistic and every discovery, there are human stories of fear, hope, and survival. Today, border agents continue to encounter similar situations, though improved technology and scanning systems have made such concealments much harder to pull off. Still, the 2001 incident near Tijuana stands as a striking example of both human ingenuity and human desperation, a moment frozen in history that revealed just how far some will go in search of a new beginning.